with the sun setting over American Canyon as the sun sets on the VVAL season. Petaluma has a chance to make history atop VVAL tonight. A very good evening from American Canyon High School in American Canyon, California. I am Griffin Epstein. Petaluma, American Canyon in varsity girls soccer in the final game of the regular season, and a win tonight or a draw, and Petaluma will clinch their first VVAL title in school history and their first league pennant all the way since 2013. History is on the line with one final victory as the Trojans will also try to complete a regular season without a loss. It would add to one of their many accomplishments this year as they near the end of their season. Petaluma, American Canyon, varsity girls soccer. It's next right here on Trojan Live. And we're ready to go up top here at the stadium in American Canyon. A beautiful sunset behind the stadium. A lot of traffic here in the Vine Valley. Schools are the farthest apart, but Petaluma has made the long journey to try to create history. It will be all worth it if they can be at the end of the night hoisting a VVAL pennant, a historic moment potentially for this team. It's senior night for American Canyon, so they'll hope to have something to say. Petaluma faced American Canyon in early January. It was a 4-0 victory for the Trojans. American Canyon has improved since then. Some good victories for the Wolves of late, including beating Vintage just last week. And the Wolves, with a victory tonight, could finish in 3rd place in VVAL. American Canyon in the black, Trojans in the white. Petaluma coming off a 2-0 victory against Sonoma Valley on Monday night at Sonoma. And the Trojans, as we mentioned in the open, have not lost a game all year. And it is a chilly one here tonight. It's a biting wind, and it's already sub-50 temperatures to boot. So we'll see if Trojans can keep their energy up in a pretty empty stadium on a cold night. It's pretty quiet. Final game of the VVAL season, but they also know the importance of this one. And you know there have to be nerves. They know this is the final game in Vine Valley being played. All other league games have been completed. And it's all up to Petaluma if they want to be alone hosting a league pennant. A loss tonight, and them and Casa would be co-champs. A draw or a win would clinch Petaluma the VVAL pennant outright. 2 minutes gone, no score. This Election Trojan offense trying to get going. Herman. Hazel trying to split a couple Wolves defenders. Not happening there. Petaluma 14-0-3 overall, 10-0-1 in league. And the Gauchos have certainly been their main rival. Trojans defeated Casa Grande 2-1 last week, and that is why they are a game up on Casa Grande, who completed their season with a victory against Napa on Monday night. Petaluma has not won a VVAL pennant outright since 2009. They won in 2013, the FCL, but they were co-champs with Annalee. So this would be something very historic tonight if the Trojans can get a victory or a draw. And Petaluma has never completed a season in girls soccer in over 100 years of history at the school. Less than that for the girls soccer program. Records aren't kept that far back. But as far as records have been kept, Petaluma has never completed a regular season without a loss. A chance for one here. Frothinger right to the Wolf keeper. The defender, Zoe Frothinger, coming up, and that's the first shot on goal. 36 minutes remaining in the first half, 3.5 gone. Petaluma went out to a very quick start against American Canyon when these teams played in early January. 2 quick goals in the first half. They cruised to victory, added 2 more in the second half. But a lot of emotion for American Canyon. Not only is it their senior night, but they don't look like they're going to be moving on to the NCS playoffs. So the final game of the season for American Canyon, this means a lot. And not only that, but you can spoil some title hopes. Trojans back to their experienced defenders. Lambert trying to feed Crysdale forward. So far, the Trojans have had possession, been in control of this one, but the Wolves have done a nice job not letting Petaluma get deep, get any long passes, crosses. And the Trojans love to use their speed, but American Canyon has neutralized that so far. Obviously early in this one. The Wolves 4-5-2 overall, 4-11-2 overall, 4-5-2 in VVAL. They played a very challenging non-league schedule, and they had a rough start to the year. Lost their first 5 games of the year. But once they got into VVAL, started to settle in, and over the course of the year, they've improved with some quality victories. Rodriguez, only a freshman. Turned over, the Wolves trying to get some opportunities here. Give it go! Oh, an extra pass, too much. Not a smart decision. It looked like American Canyon had a good shot. They passed up the shot. Beautiful give and go, though, as they got around the Petaluma defense. And the Wolves nearly strike first. Sylvana Sessi, the freshman keeper, will not be challenged there. She's been brilliant most of the year, but she has struggled a little bit more of late. Guggenhauer getting on her horse, but can't catch up to it. Hazel. Gauchos 10-1-1. They are watching this one from afar, hoping that American Canyon can help them out. And they'll get a share of the league pennant as well after Petaluma's huge 2-1 victory in the Girls Soccer Egg Bowl. Last week, Athena Edwards had the 2 goals. The Trojans won in thrilling fashion. Held on. Gauchos scored a late goal to make it interesting, but Trojans were really in control of Casa and proved themselves as the better team after the teams drew the first time out. Pass a little too far. And Trojan offense doesn't seem warmed up just yet, but this is going to take some time. Especially on a very cold and blustery night. And a very long car ride, too. The traffic was horrendous, as we mentioned. Took me about an hour 30, and probably just as long for the girls' soccer team, depending on the route they took. We'll stay Trojan ball. 7 minutes gone, no score. It's awfully noisy here tonight, too. Frogs in the background. American Canyon Band is practicing. Can hear the percussion banging away. And it's not too far from Highway 80, so you can hear the cars on a major interstate as well. Nice interception by Hernandez. As they battle on the far end, the Wolves being physical early, not letting a lot of passing lanes be open. Trojans haven't found anything up the field so far to their dangerous strikers in Rocha and Guggenhauer along with Hazel. They're trying Guggenhauer again here. Again, it's knocked out. Got to have a game plan, and clearly the Wolves have. American Canyon coming off a victory, or a draw, I should say, to Sonoma Valley last week. They've had some extra time to prepare for this one as it deflects right to the Wolves keeper. Mentioned their best victory of the year, 2-0 over Vintage a couple weeks ago. Team that Petaluma only beat 2-1. You do also have recent losses to Casa and Napa. Beat Napa earlier in the year. There's some talent on this American Canyon team. They've struggled to put it together, but that makes them dangerous on a night like this. Frothinger charging around the edge. She's taken down. And no call. Now Frothinger looks in some pain. There was clearly some contact made in the box, and I question how that is not a foul and a penalty. But the refs call it loose. And the Trojans are going to have to try again. Frothinger's provided great energy early here for Petaluma. A couple opportunities for her. Hazel, too far. As Wolves' defense is physical, we talked about it. They're not going to be afraid to risk their bodies to defend their net and defend their keeper. Foul is called. Head coach Travis Baer for the Wolves. Ranked 832 in the state. These teams actually played last year in non-league. Petaluma traveled here and defeat the Wolves 2-0. Pretty similar looking squads on both sides. They're both pretty experienced. 7 seniors for the Wolves. Trojans counter with 9. See the last rays of sun. Always a beautiful sunset here at American Canyon. Ahead to Rodriguez. Another speedy defender, and the Trojans have some numbers on the flank. No one on the other end of it, though, for Rodriguez. Talented freshman, though. She's in there to provide some speed for head coach Deacon Babala in his 3rd year. One early error by this Trojan defense gave American Canyon some chances. But for the most part, Trojans have been tight on the screws. Controlled possession. They're just looking for that finish. Crysdale falls to the ground. That time it was just her tripping. But you can see the aggression, and now they are going to call fouls. Crysdale that time is knocked down. The physical play provided by Tanya Rivas, the sophomore midfielder. Caitlin Manor, the junior, is the goalkeeper for the Wolves. And Manor will come out and take that one. Not too much of a challenge. There is also other events, sporting events going on here at American Canyon tonight. The VVAL basketball tournament is underway, and the American Canyon boys finished 2nd in VVAL. They're tipping off their semifinal game in a little under an hour from where we currently are. They're facing Vintage. Ceci will get her first touch of the evening. No problem for the freshman keeper, who's been brilliant so far this year. 9 shutouts. And obviously the Trojan defense in front of her has had a big part to do with that. But Petaluma had no idea going into the year who their goalkeeper was going to be. Ceci stepped up and then some. She's become a star in that. Rodriguez, is she on sides is the question. She is. Nice play by the Wolf defender just to get it out of there. That was Camille Bagta, the senior defender, on her senior night. Petaluma will have its first corner of the night. Ceci in 17 games, she's only allowed 8 goals. Trojan offense trying to add a goal. Herman, never able to get full contact on it, but it goes back out to Hazel. It's a nice move by Frothinger, who's been real active early. It's going to be Wolves' ball. Trojan offense averaging 3.3 goals per match. 56 goals on the season. They share the ball, too. They have 46 assists. There's no doubt it's an unselfish team. So we're seeing some wardrobe maintenance with Manor, the goalkeeper. Looks like her shin guard got a little unscrewed. Or unhinged might be proper term. It's Velcro. I don't know what you call that. Exceptional play here. The Wolves get it forward. And quickly give it up again. Amanda Rocha, spectacular junior defender, doesn't allow much. Herman is broken free. Herman scores! What a move! What girl, Anna Herman! She didn't need any help that time. And she makes it 1-0, and Petaluma can start counting the minutes. Not that they should, but they can start counting the minutes to their first ever VVAL title. Herman out-physicals the most physical soccer team in the VVAL on the Wolves, beating 2 defenders and no problem finishing past Manor. See if the Trojans, they need to keep the energy up here. They've let some teams back in games. We were at their 2-1 victory against Vintage. The Crushers probably a similarly talented team to American Canyon. Petaluma was in control of that game, up 2-0 in the second half. But Vintage was able to make their way back into that game, scored a late goal, made things interesting at the end. Would have been a disaster if Petaluma had drawn that game. The Trojans were able to hold on. Got to keep the energy up. They're looking for Herman again. She's on sides. That time she misplayed it. It was a similar, that was Hazel, my bad, near identical setup. This time for Hazel, just unable to corral it. This Wolves team needing to find some way to get some possession. As that heads out, will be Trojan ball. The Wolves had one early chance, but for the most part, they've struggled to keep control of it, really build any kind of offense. It's not a team that prides itself on its offense, but they're going to have to score tonight now, trailing 1-0. 23 minutes and some change remaining in the first half. Foul on American Canyon. The Wolves trying to send their 7 seniors out on top. So often there's a big crowd for senior night, but as you can see, not a big crowd's come out tonight. It is just so cold and windy, it might have disincentivized American Canyon folk from coming on out to cheer on their seniors. It's been a rough year in terms of record for this team. It's been a little disappointed. A lot of talent. They scheduled hard, played the likes of Benicia, California. Crysdale has broken through the defense. Manor comes out to kick it away. Exceptional play by the junior keeper. Well, the Trojans right now finding the best recipe to offense is just going right through American Canyon, giving them a taste of their own medicine. Guggenhauer called for the foul, battling with Isabel Ramos, senior midfielder. Coach Deegan Babala looking for his first league title as well in 3 years. Thought they maybe had a chance last year in SCL, battled hard. Team faltered in the stretch as they finished in 3rd last year in SCL, and arguably a better league last year than this year. But that is not going to dim the accomplishments of a Trojan team that nearly returned everyone and has improved remarkably. And a victory tonight for Petaluma would all but assure them the #1 seed in the NCS playoffs as well, which will start next Wednesday. As Crysdale is thrown to the ground. NCS playoffs, Petaluma will, if they are the 1 seed, will get to host through the semifinals. And for a team that hasn't lost a game all season long, it's hard to see offsides on Barry. It's hard to see for a team that hasn't lost all season long. It hasn't been the hardest league schedule, obviously, for Petaluma, but they played some good teams. Casa Grande, Marin Academy, Santa Rosa. And they have not been defeated by any. They're projected by Max Preps to be the 1 seed, and we all but expect them to be there. Miramonte and Campolindo are the other two top teams in Division III NCS girls soccer, so they might have something to say about it. And certainly there's a good chance Petaluma will see them late in the NCS playoffs. Either way, though, the Trojans are going to be one of the top couple seeds, even if it's not a 1 seed, but it feels like a victory, as that's miskicked. A victory here tonight, it'd be hard for the committee, which will meet on Sunday morning in San Ramon, would not give Petaluma their first ever 1 seed in NCS girls soccer. See some substitutions here. Sullivan is on for the Trojans. As Rodriguez played well early, she'll be off. Sophomore Sullivan's going to get a throw in here. The Wolves making some substitutions as well. Back to one of the Trojans' 9 seniors, Alondra Hernandez-Ramirez. Many of these seniors, 3-year varsity players. Everything is built up to this year. Forward to Crysdale. She's offsides. The Trojans with 1 goal with Herman, but they've tried to look for the wings. They've struggled to time up their runs just yet. Take some development. Tessa Lambert, we talked to a couple weeks ago, talks about the high school game often starts up a little slowly. You find your rhythm and get your offense in rhythm, and by the time you're in the second half, everything's working smoothly, all as one. This Trojan team does a good job working as one. The Wolves looking just for some possession. It's quickly taken away. Herman. Sullivan battling. She doesn't get a lot of playing time. She's able to take it away. Well, even a lot of these Trojan reserves are better than most teams in VVAL. Unable to keep it in. It was Camille Bagta. Was trying to get a run for the Wolves. Piece something together. All other Vine Valley games have been concluded. This one kind of a scheduling lurk. No other games today. Everything else finished on Monday. With a league pennant on the line, this has decided all. Frothinger battling. It's Herman who takes it away. Her and Frothinger been the 2 early stars for Petaluma. Their energy, activity, both of them, the junior and the senior, really look like they want it. Hazel. Feed. Here is Herman. Already with 1 goal. Taken away, and Trojans have been looking for Frothinger on the flank. That was a better read. Frothinger somehow still wins it into the box and cleared. The Wolves just trying to hold on right now. Desperate times for them, and the Trojans continuing to press. Herman got her 5th goal of the year. 15 minutes into this game, and that is why it is 1-0. 16 minutes to go in this first half. The sun is set behind mountains overlooking American Canyon. As the cold continues to descend, it's only going to get chillier. There was rare snow in Northern California a couple nights ago. And it makes winter soccer all the more challenging. Out in the cold, the rain, the sleet, the snow. That's rather unprecedented, but decision by CIF about 5 years ago to move girls soccer to the winter. And that's when the state championships are. Petaluma can't rule them out playing for a state championship.
see if American Canyon maybe on the back end can develop a rhythm. They've just really struggled with possession to get anything going, as play a little game of head volleyball there. Here's some numbers. Excellent play by Rocha to get a foot in there, and Frothinger will take it away. Wolf ball. Mentioning the Trojan team of last year, 15-6-2 last year. Finished third in SCL at 10-2-2. Had some late season losses, faltered down the stretch a little bit, looked a little tired. This year their conditioning's been better. They've managed themselves better. Dean Ball in his third year's managed his roster better. They look really fresh even now. Danger here. Rocha just needing to clear it. Not out of the woods. Sent back and fired. Well, the second time tonight, these Trojan defenders have dealt with a little bit of chaos in the box. The Wolves finally able to piece something together there. Now Herman playing up. Wolves supporters trying to make some noise and encourage on American Canyon in their final game of the season. He's double teamed, so she'll pass it up. It's turned over. Van Bieber, it's knocked out. Was Karina Esqueto with that opportunity a moment ago. You gotta connect on those throw-ins. It's simple soccer. It's gonna be hard sledding for the Wolves against the Trojan defense that's been dominant this year. They can't connect on that to score. Hazel, Sullivan, Van Bieber was out of bounds. One 0 Petaluma here from American Canyon High School. American Canyon about 5 minutes north of Vallejo. It's 45 minutes without traffic east of Petaluma. And it's 1-0 Petaluma, 13 minutes remaining in the first half. A victory or a draw tonight will clinch Petaluma outright the VVAL title and also complete an undefeated regular season. What a move by Crysdale, and that might be a yellow. That was a hard foul, and Crysdale had some room down the flank. Wouldn't be surprised if we saw an entrance into the ref's book. Right now it just looks like a conversation. Indeed. Trojans, however, got a free kick in a dangerous position. Petaluma can score off these set pieces. Good with their heads. Goggenhauer's led that all year. Trojans' leading scorer. 11 goals for Goggenhauer. Hazel has 10. Not a problem that time for the Wolves. Well, Manor did let in the goal, but when she was one-on-one with Herman, she's been stout so far. It's been a lot of chaos, a lot of movement in front of her. Hasn't been easy by any means. Intercepted. If you can control that middle 20 yards of the field, that's so vital. American Canyon can make that adjustment. That will change this game. Miscommunication there. And then Hazel just takes it away. Excellent read by the athletically skilled junior. Barry. She's got Crysdale. Left wing, Crysdale's got a knack for brilliance, but not that time. wide left. That one a ways out. I wonder if he might have had better luck a little bit closer. But Crysdale can shoot from a good 20, 30 yards out and score. We've seen it before. Sophomore midfielder, 5 goals on the season. Got plenty of playing time last year as a freshman. Even with 9 seniors that have built up this program to unprecedented heights, the future is no doubt bright for Petaluma. Deegan Babala has a powerhouse brewing on the west side. It's about what amounts to the American Canyon fans tonight. Trojan fans number about 20 that have made the treacherous drive and are braving the cold as well. Has to be hard for the players as well. This has to be one of the colder games with the wind they have played in. Continue battling, though Petaluma's played a couple games in some downpours, including last Friday on their senior night. Offsides. Eleanor Burnett, who normally I recognize because of the orange shoes, but apparently not tonight for Burnett. Burnett's been on a tear of late. 2 goals for her, including a huge goal against Marin Academy that got the Trojans that 1-1 draw against the powerhouse Wildcats down in San Rafael. Trojans' most impressive result of the year. Marin Academy ranked in the top 40 in the nation, top 20 in the state. Petaluma salvaged a 1-1 draw with Burnett's late goal in the second half. And it really showed just how talented this team is and just how far they can go. They haven't been tested too many times this year. Barry. Brilliant feed to Lambert. Now the defender trying to make some moves. It's taken away. There's a wide open goal, but it's not the shot you were looking for. And Sessi is there. Well, the feed was excellent by American Canyon. The buildup was good, and you're put on an island often as a defender to make the plays. It was a nice job by Barry, and Lambert, you almost always expect to make that, but that time beaten. And the Trojans really bailed out by not the shot American Canyon was looking for at all. Dangerous free kick here, comes all the way through, and Sessi comes out. And the freshman scoops up another one into her waiting hands. The Wolves with a little surge of momentum here as we near the end of the first half. Petaluma tried to answer. Herman looking for 2. Fired into the corner of the net. Nice job by the purple-haired defender for American Canyon as well. Herman had to go a little bit wider than she would have liked, and unlike her first goal where she was comfortably one-on-one, dead center, could put it where she wanted. That time she had a tight window. Nice play by Manor. Frothinger. The junior. Cross is cleared. And the energy in this one starting to increase on both sides. That purple-haired defender was one of the 7 seniors being honored tonight. Tamara Childs for American Canyon. Back to Amanda Rocha. Trojans done a nice job. They don't want to rely on the 2 Rocha twins who can be a big part of building up their offense. We've seen a lot of options tonight for Petaluma. Burnett. Barry called for the foul. Trojans have done a lot of work in the middle of the pitch. They've tried both wings. They've been very creative. A lot more than we've seen the last couple of weeks, where I think their biggest issue offensively has been they've stalled, they've gotten stale, and they're trying the same thing over and over again with the same results. Lambert, who nearly made a critical mistake, will get it up. Trojans still lead 1-0. They're looking for some more insurance right now. as they are looking to take home a VVAL pennant with a victory. They'll take it home outright and win their first league title since 2013 and their first league pennant outright in 10 years. I was looking actually at the roster of that 2013 team that was co-champs with Annalee, as the Trojans a little bit too far for Herman that time. And there are some names you might recognize. Nicolette Starkey, one of the Trojans defenders, her older sister was on that 2013 team. The Petaluma High School registrar, her daughter, Miss Stavish is the registrar's name, her daughter was on that team. And Garrett Freitas, who's in the stands, that his older sister was also on that team. Trojans lose it. Under 5 to go here. Still 1-0. Herman with the goal. Petaluma's been looking for more, but this Wolves team is really battling hard. They brought a lot of energy to tonight, and they played like this game has meant a lot for them. They are not going to go down easily for the remaining 45 minutes. The Wolves with a couple chances of their own offensively. They had a couple good opportunities, but they haven't done a nice job of finishing at all. And it's going to take something good to beat Ceci. It's coming off a shutout on Monday night against Sonoma Valley. Ceci, 86 saves this year. And when these teams played previously is danger here. A nice play by Manor to come out of her box and take it. Haley Berry, the freshman defender, trying to get her first goal of varsity career. She made things awfully interesting. These teams played previously in early January. Petaluma High, Steve Ellison Field. Only 4 saves Ceci had to make all night. And American Canyon offense just was not really able to piece anything together all evening, which you've seen a lot of VVAL teams struggle to do against a Trojan defense that takes no prisoners. Burnett's got a seam on a good deflection. She's got Herman in the box too. It's just tipped away from behind. Trojans reset. That's a little ambitious. Under 3 to go in the first half. Final game of the regular season for both. American Canyon kind of on the edge for a Division II NCS playoff spot. Probably this is their final game of the season tonight. The Trojans, they could have plenty more. They could have up to 7 more games. That would be if they went all the way to the state championship game. But you can't rule anything out. Petaluma very well may go to NCS the favorite as Lambert has to make a latch-ditch play. She got around 3 Wolves defenders there to clear it. That is the skill of the senior Lambert, who's a terrific player. Hard fall. Hazel just trying to use her speed. Fires in the corner. Why, that would have been the highlight of the night, no doubt. Hazel falling away, bending it towards the corner, and it just missed wide. American Canyon bailed out by that one. That would have been a huge momentum swing at the end of this half. The clock under 2. The clock will stop in the stadium, and it's up to the ref's discretion to decide when to end these first 40 minutes. Mercifully, probably for many players, my hands are freezing off, and I imagine some of them are too, though at least they're getting the blood running. Wind's been gusting about 10-15 miles per hour over the course of this game pretty consistently. We'll give you a weather update at the break. Hazel to Williams, who just had a good moment. So much speed in the reserves for Petaluma. They could just pluck up more underclassmen. As a horrible pass, Burnett. It deflects out. A bad decision by Manor, and she's able to make up for it, but gonna have to fend off the Trojans' second quarter of the night. Can't make simple mistakes like that, and Burnett almost made American Canyon pay. Herman will take the corner. Frothinger, cross. Frothinger back in. It will deflect out. Williams, not enough on that. An excellent ball by Frothinger. And no white jersey able to find a foot on the end of that, but awfully dangerous. The Trojans have been excellent on set pieces all year long. Should only be seconds remaining in this first half. A hard play there, no foul. Crysdale, a little too far for everyone. There is the whistle for the end of 40 minutes. Trojans get the early goal by Herman. The Wolves battling hard to try to keep their hopes alive, but Petaluma 40 minutes away from their first ever VVAL title. Can they close it out and make history on this cold Wednesday night from American Canyon? We will see next. Just about ready for 40 more minutes of VVAL girls soccer in the 2018-19 season. Will Petaluma depart as champions atop the first ever VVAL season? Trojans need to bring full intensity, especially these next 20 minutes, add a couple more goals, and they can cruise to a finish, but that's no guarantee just yet. Trojans to Frothinger. Dangerous ball, there's two options. Guggenhauer, she's got Hazel in the box. Guggenhauer fires, Manor, save. Excellent job by Manor. She's had some interesting moments, no doubt, tonight, but she's stayed afloat and she's helped keep the Wolves afloat. As it remains 1-0. Lambert, we've seen a couple goals scored off some deep Lambert set pieces, not that time. Trojan senior defender, there are a couple players of the 9 seniors that could definitely play college at the next level. Guggenhauer, another one of those. Ganem on the defensive end. Most of them are not planning to, but Lambert has looked into potentially playing soccer at the next level. She absolutely has the talent too. The Trojans get it forward. American Canyon got into a rhythm those last 5-10 minutes of the half. Can they get that back? Find a way to generate some offense and make things interesting for Petaluma. The Trojans have struggled to put away games. The one thing you complain about, they've made things interesting. Rodriguez has all the space in the world. She fires. She scores. Spectacular for the freshman. And the freshman might have just secured a place in Trojan lore. An insurance goal to make it 2-0, and Petaluma has more insurance to a VVAL title. A spectacular one, too, for the freshman, and her smile stretches all the way from here to Petaluma. what a moment. These Trojan fans right in front of me leaped up out of their feet, arms in the air to celebrate that one. It was spectacular. It was the first varsity goal ever for the freshman who's found a niche on this team. And using her speed that time, she finished top shelf. No chance for Manor, even with a tough angle for Rodriguez. Just a special moment. Goal scored in the 43rd minute, 2-0. Trojans one more would officially put it away. Is this the one? Guggenauer is offsides that time. That is how they found Rodriguez, a very similar play. Guggenauer just left a little early. Rodriguez, one of 4 freshmen on this team. She's small, but she has speed, and she has some oomph in that right foot of hers. Trojans need to stay focused, though, even with the goal. One goal, and this gets very interesting again. The Wolves have struggled to score, though, much of the year. Got to keep your foot on the gas pedal, though. That's the sign of a true champion. The Trojans are trying to prove they are champs tonight. Beautiful passing. Crysdale. So they wait at the line. Multiple options here. A little trickery to try to get it to Guggenauer. Looked like Hazel was going to take it. Didn't fool the Wolves. Might have been offsides, too. But that was just an easy setup there for Petaluma. They put their 4 strikers on the line. Timed it up. Said, who's faster? That's hard to defend if you're American Canyon. Guggenauer working her way through the box. Cleared. Hazel. Cleared. The Trojans are continuing to push. They have energy coming out of the locker room, scoring the goal, and now a chance for more. Hazel again, working through defenders. Oh, pack of Wolves knocking that out. Pack mentality defending right now. American Canyon season on the line, trying to hold on. They're in a dangerous straight. They fell 4-0 to Petaluma when these teams played in early January back in Petaluma. The Trojans need one more goal to turn this into a rout. Third corner of the evening. Falls all the way through. Herman nearly at her second. Now a second chance here. Crysdale. Nice battle there. Nice clear. Sophomore Crysdale's been impressive tonight, as she has been all year long, battling with Childs there. The purple-haired defender provided some resistance to this Trojan attack. Wolves just boot it forward. Any rhythm they had in that first half's quickly been taken away in this second, and the Trojans have completely dominated possession. Another opportunity, Childs giving chase with Williams on the run. Well, that's Hazel. And it's just having to be cleared by the Wolves' captain, Corey Harvey, junior defender. It was a senior ceremony before game tonight. 7 seniors honored. Trojans' 9 seniors were honored last Friday. Petaluma routed Napa to celebrate them. A 6-1 victory. It was an emotional night, but it won't be the last game at Steve Ellison Field. They'll be back next week there for the NCS playoffs, and obviously we've had a great time, Trojan Live, covering the girls soccer team this year, and that will continue all the way through their postseason aspirations, and every game we'll try to make it out to in the postseason. home or away, though the Trojans should be spending plenty of time at Ellison Field for the NCS playoffs. It's Wednesday next week, a week from today. They'll open up NCS play. Assuming they win that, they move on to the quarterfinals. As long as they're a top 8 seed, which, unless the NCS committee gets a bad night of sleep before and I don't know what, Trojans will be hosting a quarterfinal game as well on Saturday evening. And if they're top 4, they win that. This will be a semifinal game the next Wednesday. As February will start to turn to March. February 16th for a potential semifinal, and February 20th, I should say. The championship game for NCS, February 23rd, Saturday. That will be at a neutral site. The Trojans get there, you could see Miramonte, Campolindo, or this would be the ultimate, I think, ironism, but also fitting if Petaluma played Annalee in the NCS championships. But the Tigers are lurking, and they're currently projected 4th by Max Preps. That could be a potential opponent in the semis or the championship game for the Trojans in NCS. Boy, do those teams have some good encounters last year, played twice. We were at both. They're both on our YouTube channel. 2-1 comeback victory for Annalee the first time around, thrilling 0-0 draw. Annalee was the 1 seed last year in NCS Division III, went on to lose in the championship game. It's a fun and talented team. The Trojans were to face their Sonoma County rival one final time. It really would be a final test of their season, one final barrier to pass before they could win an NCS championship. Trojans are trying tonight to win their first league title since 2013, first outright since 2009. They have never won an NCS championship, nor been seeded first. Potentially history on Sunday to add to the history tonight. Goggenhauer trying to add to the history now. Oh, Manor came way out to get that. But a smart decision. You do not want to be one-on-one with the most dangerous goal scorer on Petaluma. Stay Trojan balls, the Wolves paddling hard, getting encouraged by the smattering of fans that have braved the cold. Students likely in the American Canyon High School gym, which is just off to the side of the field, cheering on the basketball team tonight. Goal kick. 28 minutes and change left in the Vine Valley Athletic League season. And as the chips have fallen, Petaluma is nearing first place alone, one of their big goals in the year to win a league pennant. They've already beaten Casa. That was another big one. The Trojans are awfully close to adding to their, checking off another box that they divvied up at the start of the year, goals for this incredibly experienced team. Didn't have a single senior on in the team last year, and we knew how good that team was last year. Everyone knew this year was going to be special, but it's maybe turned out even better than expected. Not a single loss. I don't think anyone could have predicted that. Trojans 152 in the state. Computer Max Preps rankings. 9 seniors, 6 underclassmen, including Rodriguez, who has a goal tonight. But 14 out of 21 players returned from last year, including every single starter with the exception of the goalkeeper. The Trojans have really seen an upgrade at goalkeeper in Savannah Sessi, the freshman, who, with a shutout tonight, would go to double digits on shutouts for the year with her 10th shutout, potentially. That would be an accomplishment. Sessi only allowing under half a goal per game. She's come up big when needed, too. She was big in both Casa Grande games with double-digit saves, and she made 15 saves, a season high, in the Trojans' 1-1 draw to Marin Academy we mentioned earlier. Petaluma's best result of the year 3 weeks ago, Saturday afternoon in San Rafael. Something special. Trojans still communicating, working as one, as Lambert gets it to Frothinger, 3-year varsity junior. One of the co-captains. Substitution, Frothinger, or Goggenauer, I should say, will take a little rest. Van Bieber will re-enter. Petaluma trying to get it forward. A little too far. The Wolves had some chances in the first half. Petaluma has eliminated them. Head coach Deegan Babal has done an excellent job. Couple adjustments on the back end, and there have been no chances for American Canyon at all. Things got interesting, especially at the end of that first half. The Wolves looked like they would maybe have a shot to tie up this game. They had better finishers. They very well might have. Sassy came up with a good save. This Trojan defense was able to bail itself out a couple times. Haven't had to worry about that so far for the first 15 minutes of the second half. Barry. A late whistle there. Offsides. Coach Deegan Babalis, third year, 40, 14, and 6 as a coach. What a job he's done since taking over this program. Chris Daly was the head coach, longtime varsity girls soccer head coach for Petaluma. The last one to win a league title. He was the head coach on that 2013 team that finished 9-1 in SCL to hoist the pennant with Annalee. Babal has taken over and taken this team to new heights. Made adjustments, learned from each year. Petaluma's improved the last 3 years with a similar crop of players. Frothinger has broken free, looking for the final goal. It's wide. Oh, Frothinger is disappointed. She wanted that one. Spent that one spiraling towards the corner. That would have basically all but clinched it. As there have been some openings on both flanks. Trojans have timed up their runs. Frothinger from the start has provided energy, and she was nearly rewarded with a big one there. Would have been her 5th goal of the year. Wolves with a couple substitutions. Trying to find a spark of some sorts to get back in this one. They were battling, they were competitive in the first half. Trojans have looked supreme in this second half. Barry, she led Petaluma in goal scoring last year, went out with an ACL tear halfway through the year. That was a factor. The Trojans struggling near the end of the last year, falling off a little bit without one of their best scorers. Hazel would finish the year last year as a leading goal scorer. Trojans have been far more balanced this year. Goggenauer, Hazel, Barry, Melissa Rocha, all with 8+ goals on the year. And a championship team has to have depth, and Petaluma has that. All the recipes you can ask for. There's a little possession for the Wolves, but fleeting nonetheless. They have to be frustrated, but they've been up against a more talented team so far tonight, and it's starting to show in their effort. Barry looking for Crysdale. She's got room. The crossover bumped, and who will the foul be on? It will be on Crysdale. You're allowed to bump people. Coach Babala was confused, as were the fans. That's just wrong. No other way to put it. A minute and then some from reaching the halfway point of this second half. And if for Petaluma you want to play these last 20 minutes like any other 20 minutes they played in VVAL, but it certainly has to be in the back of their heads, they can close this out with these final 20 minutes would mean in Petaluma girls soccer history. A good set piece, better header by Rocha. Rocha's thrown to the ground, that will be a foul. That one he got right. And this Trojan defense, really the strength, heart, and soul of this team. So experienced, made a couple mistakes early. They've been stout since, and along with Ceci looking for their 10th shutout tonight, they've really controlled some teams and could have very easily had a shutout last week against a very talented Casa Grande team. Managed to only give up 1 goal, that's offsides. Managed to only give up 1 goal to Marin Academy. They already have a shutout of American Canyon. They've shut out Rancho Catati, Deonza, Terra Linda, Vintage, Sonoma Valley twice, Justin Siena twice. They have shut down offenses time and time again. In dominant fashion offense. Ceci sometimes hasn't even had to work for it. Had a couple moments tonight, but you see games where she's made 3-4 saves. She could have gotten probably some of her homework done during some of the nights. Ticked past the halfway point here from American Canyon High School Stadium here on Trojan Live. It's varsity girls soccer at Petaluma High Trojans taking on the American Canyon Wolves. And it is a VVAL title clinching game for Petaluma. Win, and they are alone in first in the Vine Valley Athletic League, and their efforts will be immortalized in the Petaluma High School gym in the way of only the second ever banner for Petaluma High School in the Vine Valley Athletic League. The girls' golf team was the first. In the fall, they finished VVAL undefeated. Petaluma trying to do the same in girls' soccer. You might be asking yourself with the Trojans are looking for Frothinger again. Nice clear there. Frothinger has battled hard all night via Trojan corner. Might be asking yourself, well, is someone both on the girls' golf team and the soccer team? And if the soccer team wins tonight, would someone have 2 league pennants to their name? The answer is yes to that. Simone Smith, the senior, who's big contributor to the girls' golf team. One of the senior leaders on this soccer team could pick a little bit of history of her own. Frothinger. Dangerous all the way through. Manor comes out. It's still loose. And unable was Herman to turn on that. She was just getting her toe on it, but was struggling to get that directed towards goal. Gutsy play by Manor, trying to hold on. And all American Canyon needs is a breakaway, something here that got the lead in half, and suddenly they have a shot. It is by no means over, but time is not on the gold and black side, nor is a play like that. Barry battling hard. Well, the Wolves have had to work for every clearance tonight, every pass, every defensive play, every save. They've had a Trojan breathing down their neck. Can't be all too pleasant, especially on your final game of the season, senior night. Well, looks like we have a yellow card. Yeah, indeed we do. And I think a Trojan is going in the book, though I have no idea why. I think they called her for delay of game, which seems a little bit ridiculous. Petaluma confused. That's going to be the 5th yellow card of the season for the Trojans. But I don't think that one was warranted. And if you're the ref, I get not wasting time, but he has to be called himself. Foul called on Rocha for touching a player. And Trojans a little bit frustrated right now. You got to settle down, not worry about the rest. The way Petaluma's dominated, Trojans just need to settle in. They know they're the better team here tonight, and the refs cannot take that away from them if they continue to play their best. Under 16 minutes left here. Petaluma trying to clinch a VVAL title. The Trojan supporters getting their arms and legs moving with a little cheer. The Wolves have no shots in the second half to look at, and that will continue. Herman battling, trying to do it herself for her second goal. The first goal was just a bulldozer plowing through a couple Wolves defenders to nearly score. The Wolves just clear it away. It's going to be Trojan ball. Couple substitutions here. Frothinger back on. Rocha, who had to take a quick chill pill, will re-enter as well. Crysdale. Looking for Rodriguez. Rodriguez had the insurance goal. What a big one it was and continues to hold up to be. The first couple minutes of this game, a beautiful run by Rodriguez on the right side. And a spectacular finish on the top net for their first ever varsity goal. So far, the moment of the night here. Trojans trying to run again. Frothinger take probably 5. Oh, she is not offsides. Frothinger shaking her head. It was pretty easy to time up. It's the third time we've seen tonight the line very clearly. And anyone can be a referee. Have another whistle, and looks like now it's time for a therapy session. Hazel having a conversation with the referee, and American Canyon player Alexis Jackson, one of the senior strikers. They're gonna give a Trojan free kick. At this point, don't know why. It gets forward. Gogenauer back. Well, that one is fired deep into the night. A little off that time for Herman. Manners let 2 in. Both not a fault of her own. She's battled hard. This Wolves team's battled hard. They've lost 4-0 the first time, but they've improved, and they've shown it. The Trojans have improved over the course of the year, and they've improved over the course of this game. They've been much more stout in the second half. Couple mistakes. You can see the nerves, a little bit of wear and tear maybe, too. They played 5 games in the last 10 days. Trojans get it to Frothinger this time. And not offsides this time. She's got some help. Back to Lambert. What a play by Lambert. Crysdale spiraling towards the net. Manor can't handle it. Rebound. Scored! Hazel has done it! And we won't say it yet, but it's darn near official. The Trojans lead 3-0, and a VVAL title is imminent. Manor with a crucial mistake. And we talked about the Trojans would feast on any Wolf mistake tonight. They are a talented team like that. Manor cost it up, and Hazel, who we mentioned Gogan, one of the best finishers on the team. Hazel has to be right back up there, especially when she's awfully close to the net. She's nearly untouchable. 3-0 the score. The goal scored in the 69th minute. It's 3-0, and Petaluma is in complete control. Trojans braved the long road trip, the cold, the wind, a hard-fighting, emotional team in their final game, a senior night. A quiet, unknown field for the most part. But they are going to come out victors tonight, and they are going to be Vine Valley Athletic League champions, the first time in school history, and the first time they've won a league pennant outright in 10 years, since 2009. Frothinger intercepts the pass. Hard foul. Under 10. And now the clock. Dangerous play. Sessi able to run it down. Things getting a little bit testy here late. And now the refs having a further conversation. It's been an interesting game for the referees. And Petaluma celebration will be postponed a little bit longer here. 8 minutes left to go. If you missed any games this year, we've been at, I think this is, lost count, 5th, 6th game. They're all up on our YouTube channel in full play-by-play analysis, interviews. Got highlights on our morning show if it takes too much time to go back and watch all those games, but you want to catch up a little bit. There's plenty of coverage. And one of the most talented teams in Petaluma High Athletics this year, and one of the rising programs in Trojan sports in the city of Petaluma. About to coronate their year. Not a surprise, the ref conversation about, I wouldn't call it an incident, but the testy feelings from some in the stands and the Wolf defender. Little ball. Should be a little extra time added on. We'll see how much the refs give. Trojans offense found its way tonight. The defense really dominant in the second half, but overall the level of dominance they've had in the second half has really been impressive. They stepped it up, and they were challenged by Coach Babala, and that's why he's been such a good coach. You have the talent, but you got to piece it all together, the right game plan, and he's done that. Frothinger will head out. Trojans averaging 3.3 goals per match. They've now 59 goals on the season, 3 more today. Last year, the defense has really been the improvement. Last year, they averaged 3.95 goals per match, and there were more blowouts just because there were some very, very bad teams in SCL. Obviously, the top probably better, but at the bottom worse. More parity in the VVAL. But the defense gave up a goal a game. They're giving up under half a goal a game in the Vine Valley and overall in this season for the Trojans, which is still without a loss. And just 3 draws. Rodriguez looking for a second goal for her of her young career. Swallowed up by Manor. Petaluma's only 3 draws this year. Every other game they've played, a W. This will be their 18th. They're going to go to 15-0-3 overall. The 3 draws. Casa Grande the first time around. That 1-1 draw was a crazy game. It was on our channel. That's going to be a yellow for something I cannot repeat. Under 5 to go here, and a frustrating end of the night for the Wolves. Trojans continuing to press here. They've not taken any mercy on the Wolves. They haven't taken mercy on a lot of teams. Goggenhauer off the post. Rebound. Stan Bieber nearly had her first varsity goal. Back to Rodriguez from way downtown. Rebound scored. Goggenhauer adds to her career-leading goal. She was offside. Just kidding. Oh, it's so surprising to see Goggenhauer knock it in. You're like, where did she come from? And the only explanation was offsides, not a shocker. There's a couple students that have been cheering on the seniors, and they're doing their best to provide final cheers for the 7 seniors that are playing their final game of their varsity girls soccer career for the Wolves. 3 minutes remaining. And likely some added stoppage time as well. And Petaluma will take a VVAL title. Wrestling team will be here on Saturday night. Saturday day, all day Saturday, morning till night. They have a chance for the 3rd VVAL pennant in school history, and they are favored to do so. Wrestling team undefeated in VVAL, including last Wednesday night, a victory over rival Casa. And with a strong performance, they will clinch the Vine Valley Athletic League pennant and the VVAL championships on Saturday. And individuals as well will look to qualify for NCS, and there are a couple Trojans that certainly want to go to state. The road starts Saturday. We'll be here. We'll have full coverage of the wrestling teams, VVAL championships, JV to varsity, all the final matches. Should be a lot of fun. And we'll have that up on our YouTube channel hopefully by the end of the weekend. We'll continue to cover soccer as they make their way. Boys basketball team season had ended. Girls basketball hoping that their season continues. Herman. It deflects and is cleared. Crysdale. That's a mustard on it. Save made by Manor. Girls basketball team hoping their season continues with NCS next week, but it would be on the road. Winter sports are winding down, and spring sports just a couple weeks from starting up, with the second VVAL pennant here and maybe a third one on Saturday back here in American Canyon. Spring sports could add a couple more to the total. There's been some trying times this year in sports for PHS, but there have been some great moments as well. This is going to be one of them on a cold Wednesday night. A clincher, always one you will remember. And this one will put a league pennant up in the gym. The Trojans are going to win VVAL by 1 game over a very talented Casa Grande team as well. But the Trojans' victory last week was the difference. Herman fouled hard. They're going to finish 11-0-1. The Gauchos game behind. Trojans and Gauchos were the two superiors in VVAL by far. American Canyon's going to finish in 4th. Sonoma Valley in 3rd. Vintage in 5th. Justin Siena and Napa in that order, rounding out the bottom. Sierra and girls soccer for VVAL. Trojans and Gauchos should, in the years to come, be up top the league. No doubt about it. We are into stoppage time, 3-0, and all we await is the one final whistle to end the regular season. Petaluma will finish the regular season undefeated and will be VVAL champions. Trojans only gave up 5 goals in VVAL this year. 42 goals overall. 3 more goals scored than Casa. The Gauchos finish 10-1-1. All parts of this Trojan team has been dominant. Well, we've gone over the 40-minute mark, but the stoppages are going to add some extra time. And the ref has not been in any hurry to get out of here, so Petaluma continued to play hard, especially defensively. No shots in the second half for American Canyon. Just waiting to finish it. That's fired towards Ceci, and Ceci will get some action here in the second half. She'll be big in the NCS playoffs starting next Wednesday, and there's going to be some good offenses the Trojans are going up with. Penalty kicks are always a possibility in NCS. Trojans won in a penalty kick shootout 2 years ago in NCS in the first round. Memorable victory over Sonoma Valley. Very well could see that at some point in NCS again. The Trojans hope to trust Ceci. It could be a pressure-filled moment. She's been in some pressure situations this year. Both Casa Grande games, a couple other tight ones, and come through offsides. Trojans have come back too. They know how to win. They were trailing El Cerrito 2-1 with 5 minutes left in that game. Defeated another Gaucho team 3-2. To come back and win. They have found a way to win time after time. Forward again, ref looking at his watch. They'll play on. 10 years the last time Petaluma won a VVAL title outright. And the burgundy pennant will be going up in the gym for prosperity. It's so special, one you can tell your grandkids about when you go back. I won that pennant. Something many fans and students will remember. There it is! For the first time in 10 years, Petaluma has won a league title outright. And the first time in school history, the varsity girls soccer team are the VVAL league champions. Undefeated regular season as well. That's not something to slouch about. History tonight here in American Canyon. Petaluma completes a remarkable regular season. They'll have 1 banner up in the gym. The only question is, will they add another in NCS? Interviews coming up next as Petaluma makes history here tonight in American Canyon.
We are here with Zoe Frothinger after Petaluma wins the VVAL title. It's the first league title for girls soccer at Petaluma since 2013, the first one outright since 2009. What do you feel right now?
Oh my gosh, I am so excited. I mean, we've worked so hard for this. It's been our goal to just beat Casa, and then to come out and win everything is great.
You've been on this varsity team 3 years. What has been the key to building up to this season where you guys haven't lost a game all year long?
I think it's our mentality coming out and just trying to get the win, and possession. When we can keep it in the back and build up is when we've found most success.
You're one of the most active players on the field tonight. It was a cold night, final game of the regular season. What was your mentality going out, and how are you able to find success?
I mean, obviously I was thinking about the pennant, and like we were just coming up fired up, and I think that's what was on our mind.
NCS playoffs coming up, some really talented teams. What is going to be the key, you think, to you guys going deep into NCS and maybe winning it?
We just need to play our game, keep it in the back, build up, and find our players up top.
Thank you so much, Joey. Congratulations. The head coach of the Trojans, Deegan Babala. You guys are VVAL champions. What does that mean to you?
Honestly, coming into the season, I just wanted us to play well, do our job, and it's hard if you look too far forward and expect results. So the only thing you can do is work hard when you're training, and then just win the game on hand. And then if you end up earning a lot of points, great.
Girls soccer at Petaluma hasn't won a league pennant outright since 2009. Last co-champs in 2013. What does this mean for the program overall?
I haven't really bothered myself too much with history and stuff. But, it's huge. It's great for the girls. They obviously are loving it. So, the more victories you have, you build up a little bit of a name for yourself, and more players are excited to come in and join the team. So.
And now NCS coming up. What do you think the key will be going against some really good teams and what are likely going to be some really close games?
Yeah, it'll be nice to kind of raise the competition level up a bit. You can't expect to win any of those games. So, we just want to put our best foot forward, come in strong, hopefully get some more players healthy before going in. But we're excited. We're happy to be part of the NCS.
Thank you so much, Coach. Congratulations on the league pennant. That does it here from American Canyon High School. History made here tonight on a field that will be christened as Petaluma's first ever VVAL girls varsity soccer pennant. A night to remember, a season to remember, and it's not over. They still have NCS coming up, but they complete the regular season without a blemish, without a loss, 3 draws, and they win VVAL 11-1-1. They beat Casa. That was the difference. But here tonight, 3-0 over American Canyon. They came out hot. The Wolves fought. They had some emotion. Trojans had some mistakes early, but especially in the second half, Petaluma really installed its will and really looked like the better team. Out physical the physical Wolves team. 2 goals. Katrina Rodriguez had a spectacular second goal that really put the game away and gave the Trojans some security after the Wolves looked like they might be creeping back in with the momentum. What a year for Petaluma. It's not over. We're going to have coverage of every NCS playoff game, and however far they go deep into the playoffs, Trojan Live will be right here on our YouTube channel covering all the Petaluma varsity girls soccer coverage. It's been a great season. I've enjoyed it, and we'll continue to follow the ride with you. It's going to be a lot of fun. Don't forget to tune into our YouTube channel this weekend. We'll post the wrestling team, boys and girls wrestling team, looking to win their first ever VVAL pennant. It will be right here in American Canyon. That will be on our YouTube channel. That's going to do it here from American Canyon High School. For everyone here at Trojan Live, I'm Griffin Epstein. Once again, the final score, Petaluma 3, American Canyon 0. The Trojans are VVAL champions. Good night.